What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are working on the 1980 Dodge Power Wagon. We're going to get this radiator out of here from where we destroyed it last video and do a few other things to it. Mainly, let's try to get this thing down the road today so that way we can actually use this truck. And if you're new to the channel and you didn't see what happened last video,
absolutely catastrophic.
Yeah, so the fan completely exploded. But why? Now, are the bearings that bad? Oh my God. We were out driving this thing right after we had got it going and didn't know that the water pump was bad. And after we had got it started back up, was revving it, trying to keep it running, and it allowed the fan to twist enough to grab the radiator and absolutely destroy it. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to get this radiator out, fan, water pump, fuel filters that I got. We'll have to replace the thermostat, stuff like that while we're in there. Might as well as do it. But Ron from down in Florida sent me this radiator and shroud up here. This is his channel, Ron's Recreations. We're going to slap one of these stickers on the back of this truck in appreciation of that. And I greatly appreciate Ron sending this out here. It sure did save me a ton of money. And honestly, this is what allows me to be able to get back to working on this truck. Because these were going to be about $500 for another radiator. And I really didn't want to put $500 into just a radiator on this truck when it needs so much more stuff. So, you know, Ron really helped out here. I greatly appreciate it, Ron. And I hope you're watching the video. There we go, Ron. Your sticker will live on the back of this truck from now on. Unless a car wash takes it off or something. But I should appreciate it, Ron. And to go along with the radiator, we've got the new water pump to go in here. With a gasket, we're going to have, I ain't got the thermostat yet, but we're going to get it. New fuel filters. We've got a new carburetor kit that we're going to go ahead and put in there. Hopefully help this thing run a lot better. And then to go along with it, we got all of our AUXITO products that we need in case we need to air up a tire or boost it off. If you guys are looking for any kind of product to air up your tires in an emergency situation, or like we are here around the farm, or we got nothing but flat tires all over the place, this thing is fantastic. You just turn it on, and then you just set your PSI to whatever you want it to. Typically, we air everything up to about 32. That's what we like. So, we'd air it up to 32. You just turn it on. And then, as soon as it reached the PSI, it would shut off itself. So, all you got to do is put it on the tire, set it down, let it air up while you're working on whatever else it is. Come back, the tire is aired up. And then on top of that, got a great light, flashes, and then a red light. And be great for emergency situations. And on top of that, of course, it is a power bank. So you can charge your phone, whatever else you need to charge. I'll have a link in the description and on the video if you want to go check out these products. They are awesome. I've been using this stuff for quite some time now. Ever since they sent me the boost box, been using that just about every single day. I'll carry it around on the tractor or the mower whenever we're out and about. Something will be dead, mower will die, whatever. Hook this thing up to it and it starts it right off. Let's see, yeah, I hadn't even charged it yet. We used it all day yesterday and it's still at 44%. This thing's been awesome. Well, we don't have to worry about draining the coolant because our fan did that for us. So we're going to go ahead and get this upper radiator hose off. Then after that, we can get our bolts out for our fan, get that thing out of here, see what it looks like. And then we can either start working towards getting our radiator out, which is what we'll probably do, give us some extra room. Then we'll yank out that water pump. We'll go ahead and start with a hose. There we go. Got it loose. There we go. Got the fan out. Thing is in rough shape. We might be able to bend some of these fins back into place because there's a couple of them like that one there. All these are good. It's just right here where it caught. If we can straighten these up, and I can reuse this thing. All right, now it's time to get this radiator out of here. Pretty simple. We got 2 bolts on each side. Should lift that out. Yeah, that fan did a number of this radiator. Massive hole right here. You can see little tiny holes in all these. Massive hole here. Yeah, every bit of this would have to be pulled out and replaced. And it is possible, but it's still not cheap to have to do one of these. All right, before we swap the radiators out, we're going to swap the fan shrouds out. This one is just a little bit different from our other one. Let's go ahead and get this one off, and then our other one put on here. All right, now that we got the radiator out of the way, let's go ahead and get this water pump off here, and then we'll do the thermostat as well. We're gonna start by loosening up the alternator and the power steering pump. That'll loosen up our belt so we can adjust it later. That one off, that one off. There we go. We're definitely gonna have to clean these bolts up. These are rough shape. It's just corrosion and stuff. Yeah, we'll get those cleaned up. Jeez. Look at that bolt. That is plumb awful. That is just dry bearing noise is all it is. Yeah, that thing was shot. It was shot a long time ago. Now let's go ahead and get the block all cleaned up, get the thermostat out, and then we can start assembling all this stuff. Well, there ain't no dang thermostat in here. Somebody's already done a delete. Well, we're gonna put one back in there. Maybe low temperature. We can get like a 180, 170, something like that. But now we can go ahead and start cleaning both these surfaces up. That's the only thing about using a wire wheel. This thing, ow, really hurt. Alright, I got all of our hardware cleaned up and all that horrible corrosion off of it. We got our block cleaned off here. It's time to go ahead and put the gasket on and then the water pump. We're going to be putting anti-seize on every one of these bolts that go in here. Alright, so before we tighten this all the way, we got to let it sit for a little while, let that gasket sealant dry, and then we can torque the bolts down. And we're waiting on the thermostat and the belts to come in. And in the meantime, we can go ahead and get the radiator put back in place. And then after we finish the radiator, we can get the carburetor off here and get that rebuild kit put in that. And that way, whenever we get the thermostat and the belts, we should be ready to start this thing and it just run and drive like it should. The radiator that Ron sent me, the shroud is just a little bit different, mainly up here and a little bit on bottom. His was set up for a cooler that was built in. Mine does not have that, so we ain't got to use these. We're gonna cap them off like this one already is. So let's get that shroud and this shroud swapped out. Another small difference that I found on these radiators is mine, the little overflow nipple was on this side, and on this radiator it's on this side. Works out great because I got to cut this hose back anyways. It's got a hole in it. We're gonna cut it back to here and I'll go right on. Carburetor off and getting it rebuilt as well. These screws off of it. Get the choke winches off. And the throttle winches off. There's the top one. The bowl has definitely gotten dirty and that looks like straight up dirty water. Bring this back out. That's what we're left with. Basically the bowl. We're gonna clean all this up, get ready for reassembly. This is a Holley 8445. That's what the kit's supposed to be for, so we'll see. Alright, so we've got the carburetor built up, we got it adjusted, got to throw our gasket on, get this thing mounted up, and then finish up with the thermostat, and we might get to see if this thing's going to run any better. Let's get to it. Already got this cleaned up here. And go ahead and set this down. Alright, time for the carburetor. Thermostat down in there. We cleaned up the thermostat cover. Yeah, these on both of the bolts. Upper radiator hose. Well, it ain't perfect, but looks pretty good. I put it on a shaft that I can spin and it looked really, really well. So best thing we can do is go ahead and hook it back up, put it back on the water pump, and when it's running, see if we feel any kind of vibration out of it. And then if we have to buy one, we'll try to find one somewhere. But this is the best we got for right now. Let's get this put on there. Alright, before we put the belts on here, I want to go ahead and change the fuel filter down here because it'll just be in our way. It'll be easier to do it right now. Alright, set the new one in. I was wanting a clear one, but they didn't have any. That's all they had, so we'll just have to remember to change it later on. Go ahead and fill this thing up with some water for now. It needs to be flushed anyway, in case there's any leaks or something happens. We don't lose a whole bunch of coolant. Go with some water and put it in here. Alright, so we got our funnel set up. This is gonna take a lot of water to fill up this radiator. Alright, we're gonna leave this on here for a little while it's running. We're gonna go ahead and fill the bowl up with some gas. There we have it. It is running a whole lot better. I mean, that's just way smoother than it ever had ran. See how nasty the water is getting. That's how bad it is inside the block on this thing. We still got some more adjustments. I got a few other adjustments on the carburetor I gotta do while it's running. And then we need to, you know, get the air mixture approved just right. But still, it is running a whole lot better. Yeah, it sounds pretty good from the back. Before we head out, if this tire is flat, need to air it up. Perfect time to use this thing. I'd like to do 32. Alright, so it's showing 5 psi in the tire right now. Turn it on. Drive this thing around the farm for a little bit because I don't trust it whatsoever. The electronic side on these trucks, man, it just, like, everything's working. Like right now, you can tell everything's working. It's just, it seems like all of a sudden it'll go from working to dead flat. And I can't figure out what's wrong quick enough before everything starts working again. And so, I mean, I've already replaced the ignition module. So we got rid of that. The ballast is perfectly fine. So I'm really not too sure what could be going on with it. But I mean, as of right now, the truck's running just fine since we done the carburetor and everything else. But I just want to make sure. We're just going to drive around for a little bit, go around the fields. All goes well, then we'll see about maybe hitting the road for a minute. But the way the front end is on this thing, the way the steering wheel shakes like crazy, I ain't too crazy about hopping on the road with it. We're gonna have to replace these tires and get them balanced right. I could probably drive this thing around for an hour in this field, and as soon as I hit the road, it's probably gonna die on me. We're gonna stop right here, see if that idle will come down. That's way too hot. There we go. That's a lot better. Yeah, that's a lot better. That idle just kept going up. I don't know. Here we go. Man, these tires, the front end on this thing just feels way off. Like, oh, there it goes. Oh, there it goes. Holy, my gosh. Come on. And it stopped on us. Crap. I think that shaking shaked something loose, because that was so aggressive. I can tell it's getting fuel because you can squirt it and it's steaming out the intake, so we're getting fuel. There's them guineas again. Things are everywhere. Well, it's just those guineas, but they go everywhere. Well, that changed how things went. I was headed up here just for a test ride. I realized my daughter had a softball game that she had to go play. So I parked it. Wife picked me up. And then after the games, we come back, pick the truck up. So now, we gotta head home. See if we got headlights. Oh, we got one. We got one little bitty headlight. There we go. Now I'm gonna see what I can keep this front end from shaking. We're just gonna go slow. Can't see much, but it's good enough for me. Oh no, got the car coming. Good thing I got one headlight. I can't see crap. It's a lot different on the phone. There we go, we made it back. Man, I tell you what, this truck has been the hardest revival I've ever done. I've gotten a lot of old vehicles going. This one was a hard one. We put a lot of work into it, put a lot of parts into it. And it just kept fighting me the whole way. Now we can really put this truck to work here on the farm. And this is where she's gonna park for the night. Well guys, that's gonna be the end of the video on this truck. I've got a lot of time put into it and I've got to move on to some other stuff. We're gonna start working on some other pieces around the farm. I got some bikes and some tractors I'm gonna start working on. I'd like to gotten a lot more done on the truck. I was wanting to get a set of mirrors put on it, possibly a new set of tires, do a full service all the way around the truck, and really just try to get it ready for the road. But with all the parts and the time that I had to put into it, it really just didn't make any sense to do that right now. We're pretty happy with where it's at. We're gonna use it around the farm. It'll run and drive. We'll just use it around the farm to haul stuff back and forth. I've got a lot bigger plans that's already in the works for what we're gonna do here for the engine. We're looking at doing a come and swap in this truck. I know we put a lot into this engine as far as getting it ready to run and stuff, and we're probably still going to use this engine, just not for this truck. The way this truck is, it would be a perfect truck. If it had a Cummins in here, we could really use it for a lot of towing, a lot of pulling, and it would be a lot more dependable, in my opinion. So for now, we're just gonna use this truck here on the farm. You may see it in the future videos. We may be pulling stuff around with the truck. I really need to try to find a dash piece for this thing because this dash is gone. Typical Dodge stuff, I know. That's going to be a wrap for this video, guys. I sure appreciate you hanging around, watching it. We're going to make these a lot better in the future. I'm working at making them better every single time we do another video. So I sure do appreciate you guys hanging around. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.